Welcome to Bearcat Update. I'm Jenny James.
And I'm Alex Sanchez. Today on the show, we are bringing you the latest Bearcat sports news. While it may be cold outside, we have hit the hot spot of Northwest athletics.
What is on the field takes the spotlight, but there are important people behind the scenes that make these teams run smoothly. Our reporter Becca Ross caught up with some of the Northwest trainers. Becca?
Northwest is known for its championship-winning teams, but most people don't know the work put in behind the scenes. Joe and Kelly Quinlan work together as the head strength and conditioning coach and head of athletic training. Having such important roles in the athletic department keeps the Quinlans very busy.
So I think going into, getting engaged, getting married, all those things, I think that it was just kind of a known, that we knew that athletics didn't have set hours, that it was a kind of a chaotic lifestyle, and we kind of just jumped right into it.
Not only do they have to keep athletes at their best, they also have a family to run. With 4 kids constantly involved in moving, Kelly and Joe face many challenges, but work together as a team in order to spend time with their family.
More than anything, it's probably just trying to schedule specific time, like with our kids or even just with each other, which, is difficult. But I think what we get out of our jobs, and then the fact that we have 4 beautiful children that we love, we're very blessed, and that's what we sit there and talk about, is just like how grateful we are.
Just quality time one-on-one with our kids. Because like I said, we kind of lump them together as a group of 4 and haul them places where if somebody has a basketball game or a soccer game, everybody's coming along. So tough thing there is just having that individual time with our kids. But then also for Kelly and I's relationship, I think there's some challenges there where we're always on the go and it keeps us busy and our weeks fly by, but for our relationship, sometimes it gets challenging and stressful that way. So.
Facing many challenges has made this family learn to cherish the time they do get to spend together. While it may not seem possible at some points, making connections and working with the athletes is what makes it worth it for Kelly and Joe.
We're their go-to person, we're the people that they come to for everything, whether it's, classes, stress about the sport, stress about, time management themselves, or I think having that mindset of just trying to help them, and then knowing that maybe you made a little bit of a difference, I think is what keeps us going.
After they leave, hopefully we've made a benefit in their life. So I'd say that's...
Our Northwest athletes would not be able to play at the level they do if it wasn't for the people behind the scenes like the Quinlans. For Bearcat Update, I'm Becca Ross.
Thanks, Becca. This football season, we brought in several transfers, one being Josh Caldwell.
As a transfer from rival school Missouri Western, he is having a standout season as a Bearcat. Reporter Jawan Bush caught up with Caldwell about how he transitioned to being a Bearcat. Jawan?
Josh Caldwell, a name that has been taking Northwest by storm. He used to play for Missouri Western, but now he's running the Bearcats to victory.
A 40-minute drive was a completely different culture, completely different town. When I first got up here, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't know how I'm going to make it. They don't have a Chipotle. They don't have, a Freddy's, a Wendy's. I was just like, they didn't have a lot of stuff up here, but I was like, yeah, no Red Lobster, Cheddars, but it's been great. Just been enjoying it.
Even though Josh Caldwell joined the Bearcat family late, the university and more importantly, the team welcomed him and helped him out on his journey here.
At first, I thought it would be very difficult because I got the playbook, April. They sent me the playbook, got the playbook, didn't really understand it at all. So I kind of knew that I was just going to have to learn it when I got up here. And that was one of the biggest things they wanted me to do, was get up here in the summer, because we have practices in the summer and be able to run the plays and whatnot. But, guys like Chase White, Emmanuel Jones, those guys were the ones teaching me all the plays before I got up here. Our coaches were out on a lot of recruiting visits and stuff like that. So through all the practices that we had in the summer, and those 2 guys helped me out, it's been great.
First game of the season was versus Missouri Western for the Bearcats and for Josh Caldwell.
When I committed here, I didn't know what the schedule was going to be the next season. But once I found that out, it was like, wow, it's crazy. It was kind of emotional, just knowing that I was going to be playing them. I'm just glad that we had to play here in Maryville versus playing in St. Joe. But it was crazy.
There is no doubt that Josh Caldwell has made a huge impact for the Bearcats this season. You're watching Bearcat Update, and this is Jawan Bush.
Thanks, Jawan. The 11th ranked Bearcats were in action in Lindenwood this past weekend.
They started off strong with who we mentioned earlier, Josh Caldwell, getting his 29th career rushing touchdown. The Cats dominated the rest of the game and defeated the Lions 38-17.
With another solid win this weekend, Northwest still sits at the top of the conference. With their 7-1 record, they lead Fort Hays State and Pittsburgh State with both 6-2 records.
This Saturday, the Cats will head down to Oklahoma to take on Northeastern State.
We're going to take a quick break, but stick around. We have a special guest up next. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. Sean Bain Jr. is a senior leader on the Northwest football team, making big plays and putting points up on the board.
Ranking 6th in the MIAA for receiving yards and dominating the return game, he is one dependable offensive player for the Cats.
Today on Bearcat Boulevard, we are joined by Sean Bain. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Kind of talk about yesterday's game. What were some takeaways that you saw from that game?
Whew. Oh man, well we definitely had to deal with some wind early on. Telling the receivers, just to, look in the ball. And that sun was, since it was 1 o'clock, so that sun was right there. I had dropped the ball earlier, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, and we were focused on ourselves, not really, Lindenwood. So, really just to execute each play that we're in and, let the chips fall where they may.
And what are some improvements you've seen from the offense?
Whew, we are clicking. We are clicking big time. The receivers and the QBs are getting our time down. Running backs are running really well, man. So that's taking, a lot of the pressure off of the receivers and, just trying to have a balanced offense and, Braden doing what he does. So we're starting to be way more dangerous.
You mentioned Braden. I just want to touch on that really fast. Mm-hmm. How have you seen him grow and improve week after week?
He's really, been in the film room. He's stepped up his game a lot. Just saying, hey, on this route you should be here and just, taking ownership in the team and, trying to lead, even though he's a freshman. So that's big to see and, yeah, he's going to be really good.
And you said you're from Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
How did you adjust coming from Florida to Missouri?
It's a long story. Honestly, when I got down to it, my goal is to play in the NFL. So I had to, buckle down and, they play in the cold. So I was going to have to play in the cold and, be able to function at a high level. So that was just.
Got to be ready for everything.
You got to be ready to adapt. And, I feel like I'm very versatile. So just being able to be versatile.
He mentioned ranking 6th in MIAA, and you're also ranked in multiple categories here with all the different receptions and all that good stuff. So what does that mean to you?
Man, that's huge. I always wanted to be, somewhat memorable or legendary. So the fact that I'm on some boards is pretty cool, and hopefully I can keep on climbing, really.
And what's the future looking for you? And that's a big question.
It's been a couple of scouts at practices, but I'm just trying to finish, this year with a ring, and just trying to lead the, the younger teammates, to the Bearcat way, and so I'm just trying to finish this and then let the rest come when it does.
Yeah.
Scary.
You guys have another road game this weekend. Has that been kind of tough playing 2 road games back to back, especially because they're kind of farther away?
I would say no. It's a lot mental. Especially when we're prepared, nothing's really, it's a challenge, but it's not like it's overwhelming to us because we've, prepared for 3 solid days and, we've given we all had on those 3 days. So just being able to, travel, which is fun, to, hang around each other and just, build a bond. So that just makes the team stronger and tighter. And so knowing that we play for each other, those road trips are pretty fun.
Sean, thank you so much for joining us today. That is all the time we have for Bearcat Boulevard. But stick around, we're going to take a quick break and be back on Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8. Welcome back to Bearcat Update. The volleyball team continued their journey on the road last week. On Tuesday, the Cats headed to rivals Missouri Western, taking the competitive game into 5 sets. They outlast the Griffins and take the match.
Friday, they traveled to St. Charles, Missouri to challenge Lindenwood. The girls swept the Lions, then headed over to take on the 17th-ranked Central Missouri. The Cats won the opening set but couldn't keep up and dropped the next three.
This moves their record to 19-6 overall. They sit in 4th in the MIAA, right in front of UCM with only a handful of games left. This week, they head back home to challenge Missouri Southern on Friday and Southwest Baptist on Saturday.
Did someone say basketball season? The Northwest women's and men's teams hosted a basketball bash last Thursday, getting everyone hyped for the seasons. Let's see what the men's coach Ben McCullum says about the event.
Our kids they love the dance and they love the lip sync, and it's just fun for guys to get out in front of a crowd and do those sort of things and be recognized for their sport. And obviously for us, just kicking off the season is the big part. Is hey, now it's for real, and most of our games are going to be for real, and need to make sure that we're ready to go.
The men's team sits in 1st in the preseason media poll and 2nd right behind Missouri Southern in the coaches poll. I'm looking forward to seeing how both teams perform at their first couple of games in just a few weeks.
Yeah, me too. There's a lot going on this week. Let's take a look at our top picks. The Northwest soccer team had their first conference win against Southwest Baptist last week, which I hope motivates them to finish strong this season. They head down to St. Joe, Missouri to take on the Griffins. My pick is this game, and hopefully the rivalry will motivate them to get another win.
Yes, for sure. The volleyball team is just 4 games away from the conference tournament. Coming back home this week, they are playing Missouri Southern on Friday. With another win to their season, the Cats would have their second 20-win season since 1999. I hope the girls can keep killing it this season as they prepare for the conference tournament.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Bearcat Update. You can follow us on Twitter at BearcatUpdate_8.
Or watch all of our previous episodes on YouTube at KNWT8. Thanks for watching and have a great night.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Bearcat Update.
You can catch last week's episode up here and all of our previous episodes down here. Check it out.